Welcome to the Wedding Storyteller Podcast, a podcast that is dedicated to helping creatives and entrepreneurs build a successful business in the wedding industry. We're Aaron and Cody, two wedding videographers on a mission to help you book your dream clients and achieve the freedom and success that you deserve. We'll be sharing the strategies, secrets, and tools we've used over the last few years to grow our dream six-figure business. So join us and get inspired through the conversations happening here on the Wedding Storyteller Podcast. I am so glad that you guys are here. On today's episode, I have somebody that's very special, very near and dear to my heart. She is the reason that I am where I'm at. She is the reason where our business is where it's at. And it is my wife, gorgeous Yensy. Yensy, how are you today?
Hey. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good.
It's actually really good to have you on the podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've been wanting to get you on the podcast. And I think the conversation that we're going to have today is going to be really honest and really raw. And it's going to give a little bit of insight on, kind of what you do. Because a lot of the times you are shooting, but you are behind the scenes when it comes down to our business.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of people realize all that you do. You are a super mom. And I think on today's podcast, we want to talk about just that. Like, how is it that you're handling running a business, being a mother, having 4 children, homeschooling, and everything else in between? I think, how do you keep a healthy mindset? How do you keep a really how do you take care of yourself? I think, you have a really different perspective than I do. And I think I'd love to hear about it. And I'm sure people want to know, how the frick do you do it?
I mean, honestly, you just have to roll with the punches. Life is just crazy in general. I don't even know where to start.
So let's start here. Just kind of just introduce yourself. We moved ahead, but introduce yourself to the people that might not know you, and what you do, and then I'll ask you a few questions.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so I am Aaron's wife. We have 4 kids. They're 11, 8, 3, and 7 months. I also homeschool all of them. The 3-year-old, I just kind of pop in once in a while and be like, hey, so the A's sounds like this. You know what I mean? But yes, I homeschool 3 of them. I also run the business in the side of communications, contracts, proposals. I do the photography side of things of our business. I second shoot for film as well if I need to.
And you're a freaking awesome second shooter, the best. But keep going.
I know. I hear it all the time from you, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
So yeah, am I missing anything else? I feel like that's the condensed. Oh, I am a chef. I am a daycare provider.
You're everything in between. She's a cleaning lady.
I'm a cleaning lady. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And for those who don't know, our brand is 2 Arrow Films. So that's gonna be, I love that I can say, hey, our guest is 2 Arrow Films. So it's just cool to see. But anyways, maybe that's just me being super selfish and super biased. But we're here, and yeah, there is so much that you carry on your shoulders on top of just running a business. And I think there's a lot of women out in our industry now that are doing this, and they have questions.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a lot of questions, and there's a lot of women that are skeptical about can I do this?
Mm-hmm.
Should I do it? And I think just hearing your perspective on these things is gonna open up a conversation, maybe, or on by themselves, or maybe it'll help them plunge into the industry that is wedding videography, or just anything wedding related.
Yeah.
So tell us, like, how did you get into weddings? Like, what was the process for that?
Oh, so funny thing. Before wedding videography, I was a floral designer for about 5 years. And the reason I did that was to escape being a mom. I was going insane, a crazy maniac. So this opportunity presented itself where I could take Saturdays off of being a mom and just go and work at a flower shop. From that job, I saw weddings. I mean, I was making wedding bouquets, wedding centerpieces, like all the things, and just amazing pieces that goes into weddings that I've never even seen in my life. And that kind of sparked the idea, oh, maybe I kind of want to be a wedding planner. And I thought about it, and I, of course, it's those ideas that stays in my head. Like, that sounds really fun to be in weddings. But after a while, okay, here's the thing about me. I cannot stay the same for a long time. I like different things. I want to be in different places all the time. If you tell me, hey, we're going to Orlando tomorrow, I'll be like, cool, let's do this and this and this and that while we're there. Like, I love trying new things and being in different places. So I hated being the person making these cool arrangements for weddings, but not being able to be at those weddings. I hated it.
Yeah.
Being in one room, small, all day for hours. I just hated it.
And honestly, that was like a closet.
It was a closet. Sorry, I'm like rambling. Anyways, skip all that. Aaron decided to, I don't know if you guys have heard that story from Aaron, but Aaron decided to leave his mechanic job at Mercedes-Benz. He was doing it for a while. But the thing is that he kept missing the whole day. Our kids were awake. Well, they were asleep when you leave in the morning, and then going to sleep when you came back. So you definitely missed a lot. But anyways, Aaron decided, nope, that's not going to be the life. I am going to pick up a camera and learn everything it is that is camera related. And a wedding presented itself, and that's how it all started. But then Aaron presented the idea of, hey, maybe you could come and do a wedding with me. And I did. I can't, like, I was so excited to just drop everything and go.
Okay, I have to stop you there.
Yeah.
You were very excited at first.
Yes.
I think at first you were like just terrified at the idea.
Oh, well, of course. I mean, in anything, I didn't know anything about cameras or anything. You're just like, here's a camera and do your best.
I mean, if you put it that way, it sounds really rough and like really mean. But honestly, I think if I remember correctly, I was just like, hey, let's just figure it out. Like, you're like, I don't know anything about this. I was like, that's okay. I didn't know anything about cameras, and I learned it, so you can learn it too. Like, it's okay. We'll figure it out.
Oh, I was stressed. Yeah, I remember that.
It was stressful, but it's like one of those things where, she was able to learn this and, figure it out. And I think that's like, that was your first little thing that you got over, and you were able to like commit to that at first. Even though it was scary, like it was a very different thing for you. Like, it was out of your comfort zone. It brought challenges, but you were willing to do it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was willing to learn. Here's the thing, though, with kids, I barely had time to even practice. And you always kept telling me, practice your camera. You got to know your camera from back to whatever. I wouldn't. It's every wedding. I would stress the heck out and watch YouTube videos You
Guys,
hate it.
she would spend like the day before just on YouTube, like reminding herself all of these things, like the exposure triangle,
speed.
shutter, like all of these things. And then the day of, she would just keep watching stuff. And I'm like, girl, like what
Over
are
and
you
over
doing?
and over again. Yes. So my practice was spent. Okay, yeah, this isn't sounding very well for our business.
No, it's. I think it's okay. But yeah, so like at least you took it in. At least you were able to practice and do the work, right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't you. But I think at the same time, like it is difficult when you have kids.
Yeah.
Like it's difficult trying to run around, like keep everything together while still practicing. But even though I guess you found time in those ways.
Yeah. I mean, back then I had 2 kids and I was babysitting 3 other babies. So we had 5. Well, I had 5 kids that I needed to take care of throughout the week. Every day throughout the week. But yeah, that is, as you can imagine, that is why.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Still not an excuse, but yes, it is definitely doable.
Yeah. That's crazy. So what about what about your first wedding? Like what was that like?
I don't remember our first wedding. Which one was it?
The one that you shot for photography.
Oh, for photo?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
I'm asking you. Honestly, I'm sorry guys. We should have planned this part of the podcast. But
I don't remember. Was it the one in July 4th?
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Okay, so that one was very challenging because it was an elopement. In a way, it was good, but they just paid us to spend the whole day with them on July 4th.
But I think that was the best couple to start with.
I mean, for sure. I had time to think. I had time to do things. They definitely asked me to do a sparkler photo in the end.
Oh yeah.
I was really stressed and I somehow made it happen. Just one.
But you did it. But that's the thing though, like you did it.
Oh, and
you
sparkler.
learned it.
Well, sparkler, I meant like a heart. You had to make a heart.
Yeah, but at the same time, like you still learned, like you were willing to take on a challenge.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and
for
to
sure.
learn that, right? So like, I think that speaks volumes when it comes down to like, okay, I don't know something, but I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to do it, right? So what?
I guess, okay, here is what I want to add to that. One of the things that really helped me through just accepting failure is knowing who I am.
Wow.
I am loved. I know that I am loved no matter how much I fail. I am loved, and like God created me, and chose me for this opportunity, whatever that is. So if I fail, I'm gonna take it. If it's gonna be something that's going to teach me to get me better, then I'm willing to do it. But before, I didn't know that, and I was so scared to try anything new at all. Like I just did not try anything, and I had no sense of who I was. So once I learned that part about myself, and I just took it and ran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I've never thought about it that way. And I don't think you ever mentioned that to me.
Really?
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm willing to fail. I'm willing to look like an idiot.
Honestly, guys, like that was not Yensy at all. That was like, that's the old Yensy who would be so scared to just try something because she knew she would fail. And I am so proud of you. And I love everything that you're doing. Like you're incredible, and I love it. And I think you inspire a lot of women out there, especially in our industry.
Yeah.
You don't, and you might not see it, but man, you are a force in our industry when it comes down to like empowering women to just be themselves and to do what they know how to do and take challenges on. Talking about challenges, let's talk about the challenge of kids.
Holy
and
I'm just
let's talk about the challenge of kids, and really more specifically, like what does it take? What what are the challenges? Let's talk about that. What are the challenges with having kids and running your business?
You get interrupted all the time. I don't know how I don't even know where to start. That's the number one thing that's been really it's a challenge lately, is the fact that I have little people constantly interrupting me. I want to do a proposal. I want to do so many things throughout the day. But I have a toddler who wants attention, a baby who's hungry and teething, and 2 kids that are like, well, we need help with this question in our school. And all that happening, I also feel guilty that I'm not giving them enough attention. It's holy crap. I just never expected it to be so hard.
No, you definitely do get interrupted on a consistently.
Yeah.
And there's never a place or time that you can say, it's my time to work.
Yeah, there's never a time.
Or it's my time to do this, right? Like, I think that's a challenge that I see. And honestly, okay, before we move on, guys, I am not a terrible husband, I promise.
No, he's not. Okay, here's the thing. Let's make it clear.
It sounds like I'm the worst parent just sitting on the side looking at your life.
Let's make it clear. I understand that video is a lot extremely harder than editing photos, than messaging people. I completely understand that it's so hard to have all your senses focused on one thing, and putting a story together, that blows my mind. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but I do not do the editing whatsoever on the film side of things. Lucky. And I know, because I seen you. That's all him. So for me saying that is that I know that I need to take care of communication, all the little things, so he can fully focus on the storytelling part of our business for our couples. I mean, that requires a lot of attention. So all of you guys out there doing editing, like, I give you so much props. Oh my gosh. Like, let me worship your ground.
Oh my gosh. No, it is a lot. But at the same time, I think just being a mother is a challenge in and of itself.
Yeah.
You know, let alone a mother of 4.
Yeah.
You know, from what I've seen, it's just, you find, and this is another thing, like, there is no I'm gonna work time, and there is no I'm gonna have personal time, and there is no I'm gonna have kid time. It's like they all happen at once, at different times, at random times, every single day.
Oh yeah. I mean, definitely bedtime is kind of in the common ground where everybody sleeps. So I have that time to take care of the house. Obviously, I need to clean it up and kind of restart it for the next day. But I mean, just like I said earlier, I roll with the punches. So if I see that I really need to do a proposal or a contract or whatever, communicate with other people, send questionnaires or something, and that's very important, I will leave a part of the house messy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to deal with it tomorrow. Yeah. But it's funny because our our landlord told us, hey, like, the water bill is so high. And I had to tell him, I'm like, Aaron, I think it's me because I'm taking long showers during the day. And it's because that's my time by myself. Yeah. And that's one of the things I do to take care of myself.
That's awesome. I mean, good for you.
But obviously I need to change that.
No, I mean, yeah. And I guess that's the other question, is like, what do you do to take care of yourself? What are some things that you find, like, tell us about that. I think that is probably the most important part of this conversation, just because if you're not in a healthy, like, mindset, if you're not feeling good, or if you're not feeling like you can do certain things, I think you can't pour into other people, or you can't pour into our kids, or you can't pour into the house or me or anything. So, like, what are some things that you do to kind of, like, recharge your batteries and, whatever?
So like I said earlier, right now my life is very unpredictable, considering we have a 7-month-old that, yes, she sleeps, but it's all in random. At night it's kind of predictable, but not really. But yeah, so during the morning, whenever our little one is called, her name is Lennon. Anytime Lennon wakes up, I automatically put her on the floor to play with some games. And
she plays Monopoly, by the way. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That was like a stupid dad joke.
But yeah, I just put her on the floor to play some toys, and I pull out my Bible or whatever I'm doing, whatever study I'm doing. I will do it at that moment. I only have like 15 minutes until she like wants breakfast or something. But yeah, that is something that's been helping me lately, to just, okay, here you go, and read something and focus, kind of something that I can grab from, I guess. Just, being, I don't know how to explain it in that area, but that's been helping me lately. Those showers, obviously I can't do anymore. No, but I'm really good. I like to think that I'm really good at listening to my body. So if I am about to bust out, like really get frustrated and try to
bust the cap,
bust out cry, and that's what I was trying to say, then I know that I haven't had enough sleep. So lately what I've been doing is having a nap in the morning. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, I try to find sometime in the morning to take a nap, and that has helped my mood dramatically. I also, I'm really good at listening to my body. If I feel like I'm getting frustrated a lot with the kids, I ask you, Aaron, if I can go out one night out of the week.
Wow, that sounds like you're my slave.
No, of course not.
I ask you, Master,
may I? No, but I definitely try to coordinate throughout the week ways I can go out and just without the kids.
Yeah.
If that's Bible study, I'm okay with that. If it's a work study, then I will do that. But yes, I am not a person to be stayed in one place. So if I start seeing myself get frustrated, which happens all the time, I will grab the kids and go to the park, or do random things throughout the week. But yeah, that is kind of what I do in a nutshell.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, I think just finding a way to make sure that you're okay, and, balancing your well-being, your, making sure that you get enough sleep, like all of these things. And from looking at it from the outside, it's like, it doesn't seem like it's much, but I think it definitely does affect you as a person on how are you feeling? Did you get enough sleep and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because it can get really, really frustrating when you have little kids just asking you or telling you, "Hey, look, mommy, look at this. Hey, mommy, look at this. Hey, mommy, mommy, I'm hungry. Hey, mommy, look at." Hey.
Getting overstimulated.
Yeah, and it is a lot. But I think you're doing it.
Yeah.
And you're able to do it. And what would you say to somebody that's maybe thinking, "Oh, I don't know if I should get into this business, or I don't know if I should get into weddings." Because I do have a child, and I have security in, a job that I have or whatever. Like, what are some things that you would say to somebody that might be in, in a similar situation of like having kids, wants to do this, but they're, hesitant?
Yeah. Definitely talk to your partner, because it will help a lot to have somebody who understands. But another thing is that you have to have good communication. Yes, have a good communication. When you feel frustrated, be able to say, "Hey, I'm frustrated and this is what I need."
Yeah.
Don't expect anybody to know what's going on or how you're feeling. One thing that I used to be is like pity myself and, oh, I'm going through this. Oh, you know what I mean? They should know that I'm feeling this, you know?
I think we had a conversation at some point that I was like, I can't read your mind, woman. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you need. Like,
Yeah.
as much as I probably should, no.
Yeah. Yeah. People don't know what you're going through. So just speak up and say what you need and what you feel. But yeah, this is like, I'm so thankful for you, Aaron, because I'm able to say, hey, I am feeling really frustrated. I need some time to be away, and you definitely give it to me without judging me. I mean, from an outside perspective, you probably think like, oh, really again, you know, but you're very, I guess, understanding in that way and giving me that space. But anyways, all to say is that, yes, you can do it. You can definitely do it with 7 kids or 1. There's definitely a way. You just got to put yourself out there. Don't pity yourself. Definitely learn as much as you can whenever you have a downtime. Just know that this season is very, very short. I mean, we have an 11-year-old now, but
That's crazy.
11-year-old and a 8.5-year-old. So those times do go by fast. If you have little ones, they're frustrating right now, and they need so much attention now. But by 6 and up, I would say they don't need as much attention. So one thing that I've also learned throughout this whole thing is that whatever you do now, you'll see the fruits of it in a few years from now. They say 3 years, but I mean, it really depends how much you force, work at it. But knowing that, at least start doing something now, even if it's watching YouTube videos like I did over and over again until you get the hang of your shutter speed and ISO and all that crap. Like, at least the basics. Do it. And if you already know all that, at least try to work on your editing skills. I'm not the one to talk about this, but yes, like, my whole point is do something now, because you won't see the fruits of it in 2-3 years from now. So might as well start. Jeez, when the kids are much easier.
Yeah, I love that. So let me ask you another question, and this is going to be more of like a scenario. Say that you're, maybe I was working somewhere else.
Okay.
Maybe I was working at Mercedes still, but you wanted to jump on board with what you're doing now. What would you change, or what would you do? Having 4 kids. Like, say you're starting, like, you have 4 kids and you want to start a business. What are some things that you would personally do, as a mother of four kids?
That's not the problem though. Being a mother of 4 kids, that's not it. Because they sleep, like I said. So for me personally, I've seen it through every kid that I've had, is that they have a bedtime. They're asleep for a good bit of time at night. So my advice would be to leave the chores on the side. If you really want to start something, start it now. Dishes can wait. Those messes can wait. Toys can wait. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else.
Yeah, so I guess if you really want it, you'd find a way to do it.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. But I guess you asked me like what exactly I would do.
Yeah.
Sorry. I guess that's like the biggest obstacle. That's why I brought it up.
I guess how would you manage your business while still maintaining a healthy, like a healthy mindset, like being mentally healthy?
Wait, say that again.
How would you manage your business and stay mentally healthy? If I wasn't doing this with you.
If you weren't doing
like
this with me?
If I was working at Mercedes still or something like that.
I don't know.
That's okay. I just thought I'd play that scenario. That's all.
That scenario is good. I mean, I don't know what I would start with. Honestly, getting my skills the way I need to be to at least go out and do it. If it's a wedding day, I mean, definitely that's a struggle. I wouldn't say struggle, but it's a challenge on itself.
Mm-hmm.
But getting yourself out there, having those connections is amazing.
Yeah.
I guess putting yourself out there is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, just if you guys are listening to this and you're thinking, whether you're in business already or if you're thinking of jumping on board with doing something with photography or wedding videos or anything like that, like there's no perfect time to do it. I think you just have to do it.
Yeah,
and
honestly.
If you have kids, yes, it is hard, but at the same time, if you really want it, you'll find ways to do it. You'll communicate with your partner. And I think that was the biggest thing for us, is communicating well and not expecting you to know what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Or, anything. And now we do ask, like, hey, how are you feeling? Like, what's going on? But most of the time, like, we'll never guess on, hey, she might be feeling like this or she might be feeling like that. Yeah. Because it is really important to just have that communication, because this industry is one of those, it can be very lonely because we are working at home and we are editing by ourselves.
And there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes to it that nobody will ever see and nobody will understand. But yes, I mean, even if you're single and with kids, have somebody that you can start being open about it.
Yeah.
Open about, hey, I'm so tired of this, or just being able to talk to somebody, what you're going through is for sure helpful.
Yeah. And if you're in business, like, you understand that very well. There is pressure on starting something, but at the same time, there is pressure on running something. You have backlog. You have emails that don't get answered. You have, emails or text messages that come in and asking, hey, where's my photos, or where's my film? And, that adds pressure.
Yes.
And that adds so much, like, oh man, I need to get this done. And you can't really enjoy moments with your family or your kids or whatever. But if you can, like, you can do it, and there's always a way out, and there's an answer, and it's just one thing at a time. And honestly, communicating with somebody, like, talk to somebody. Hey, listen, I'm feeling frustrated. Can we go out for some coffee? Can we do this? Like, just take a day to just, like, calm down from that pressure, but remember to get back to it. And if you want to start something, set a day. Set like, hey, my business is gonna start on this day.
Yeah.
And boom. And that's it. And now you have a set time and everything. And honestly, if we can do it, like, you guys can do it.
Even if it's just an hour a day, if that's all you have, do it. Like I said, whatever you're doing now, you will not see the fruits of it until later. So it might as well start now. But I mean, even talking into another perspective of people that do have kids and are already in the middle of their business, not even starting it. Girl, get out there.
Girl.
Find a babysitter. Definitely invest back into your business, even if it is a babysitter.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Any vendor events. I mean, for us around here, there's a lot of vendor meetings and all that good stuff where you get to just hang out with other vendors. Definitely take the time to talk to them and go out there. And honestly, those meetings filled me up personally, but I also build those relationships in our industry. But yes, like the same thing, like I've said earlier, whatever you do now, you will not see the fruits until later. So you might as well do it now. Even if it's not the best that you have, still do it.
Just put it out there. Just do it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Lots to learn. Never enough.
And I think we're always learning, and there's never a time where you can get everything perfect. So don't worry about being perfect. Just start what you can. Start where you can with what you have.
Don't be afraid to pay for some babysitters throughout the week.
That's right. So, anyways,
yeah, buddy.
this has been awesome. Really appreciate you hopping on. I've been wanting to just have a conversation with you on the podcast and hear from you and your perspective. I think, you've grown tremendously. Like, we've grown together, and you're a businesswoman and you can get to it. And I don't think people notice, and people don't realize how much you do. People don't realize the work that you put in and the stuff that, you can do. Like, man, honestly, if it wasn't for her, 2 Hour Films would be on crutches, like the Samaritan trying to get some help. But, you do so much, and
it would just be videos.
It would just be videos. Yeah.
People would be questioning,
no photos.
Sending us emails.
Yeah.
No answers.
I would miss emails. I would miss text messages. I would miss weddings.
Contracts, what are those?
Yeah, what are contracts? I would miss like wedding dates.
Oh, yes, you would.
She keeps track of all of that.
Initial calls, just calls for going over timelines. You would just be like, so these are, you would just go in with mentality of trying just a new couple.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, wait.
No, but she does so much for our business. She does so much for, our family. And, hopefully you guys are able to kind of pick up from what she's doing and get inspired. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, get inspired through these conversations and, get inspired to do something and start something wherever you're at. And this, if she's doing this with 4 kids, unless you have like 8 kids, then, you might have an excuse over that, but you have no excuse. And, she's killing it. And if she can do it, you guys can do it. But thanks so much for, sitting here, having this conversation with me. If you guys want more resources, head over to theweddingstoryteller.co. There's going to be an episode dropping every Monday. And we'll catch you guys.
Be in it though.
We'll catch you guys in the next one. What?
In the next one.
What?
I said, and I will not be in it.
Oh, well, she gets this episode. This is her episode 21.
Oh, can I add something real quick?
We closed, but yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's important. Say no. Random thoughts. Okay, say no. It's good to say no. And the reason why I brought this up is because Aaron initially came to me like, hey, let's start this podcast. And I said no. I'm like, I cannot.
Guys, she said no to her own husband.
Yeah, I said no because I knew that my life is crazy and kind of capped out. So yeah, don't be afraid to say no. Okay? So those sessions that you're like, I really don't want to do this, but money. No, don't do it. Anyways, goodbye.
Yeah, thanks for listening in, guys. We really appreciate it. This has been awesome. And yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Oh yeah. Pass me your bourbon.
All right. Have a taste.
What do you mean taste? You mean it's mine?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Burn my throat.
All right, we'll see you.